to another YouTube video, everyone. I am sorry about the lighting in here. My house is dark as shit as usual, and my camera can't decide what the lighting looks like. So usually it's really dark, and if I do this, and I come back, see, it goes really light sometimes. So I don't know. I'm not good with technology. Jessica's not here. You're just gonna have to deal. So anyways, I am badly lighting my own videos today, and I am doing a Q&A. How exciting. So I put on Instagram and I put on Twitter if anyone wanted to ask me a question, that this is their chance. And I got a lot. I got a lot of questions. So I don't think I'm going to be able to answer them all in this video. So this might be a two-part thing, but not 2 weeks in a row. So there will be a second part of this that will be coming out in a few weeks. Keep your eyes open. So if your question's not in this one, it'll probably be in the next one. But if you have another question that you don't hear and you'd like me to answer it, write in the comments and I will answer it in an upcoming Q&A. Because I love doing these and I haven't done one in a long time and I don't know why. It just occurred to me. So here we go. Question number 1. How do you maintain motivation during sewing projects? Well, if it's something that is just for fun, like something for me, like the birthday dress that I make for myself every year, or you know, something else that I've designed, it's not hard for me to maintain motivation at all because it's very exciting, right? I can see the end result in my head. I can see how awesome it's going to be, and I just have to get there, right? So being creative and sewing is getting closer and closer to the goal of this dress being done, and that's very exciting. So when it's a fashion project, zero problems because I can see the end result and I'm working toward it. However, if it's a sewing project for someone else, like a commission that I have to do, or I also do sewing repairs for people, sometimes those are hard to, you know, keep chugging along at because I fucking hate them. Like when people bring me jeans to take in, I fucking hate doing that. Fixing tents, boat tarps, awnings, hate it. Hate all that shit so much. But it's necessary. It needs to be done. And the way that I get through it is that, you know, if I take in this person's jeans, they're going to fit them better. It's going to make this person happy and they're going to be able to wear the jeans and they will not be useless anymore. Repairing tents, same thing. Tent can't be used the way it is. There's a hole in it. Therefore, I have to fix it. And once it's done, this person will be able to enjoy camping and stuff. So it's saving things from going to the garbage because if no one fixed this person's jeans, if no one fixed the tent, those things go in the garbage, right? And number 1, that's wasteful. And number 2, that's sad for the person. And then they have to spend more money on like buying a new one. So, you know, I mean, plus I get paid at the end of it. So that's also a motivator. But yeah, in general, there's some reasons for you. All right. What inspired you to take up sewing is the next question. Well, I always, like when I was young, I always dressed like a weirdo. Always. Different kind of weirdo than this, but, you know, I would just wear like weird 80s prom dresses to school and stuff like that. So I was always kind of like the fashion weirdo. And then I started coming up with fashion ideas in my own head. Like by the time I was in high school, I was like, oh my God, I have all these like cool sewing ideas, but I had no idea how to sew, no idea how to make them. My grandmother sewed, but she passed away when I was 13. And that was very sad. But I saw her, like, we would just ask her for random shit. Like, we'd say, hey, Nana, I need a hat that looks like a dragon to, like, go outside and play. And she'd be like, okay. And all of a sudden, like, a hat that looks like a dragon would appear. And, you know, as I understand it, she sewed kind of the way I do. Like, she just figured it out and made it, right? So we could just ask her for anything, and it would just appear. Clothes for our Barbies, whatever it was. So I knew that people had the ability to do that. And I wanted to do that, but she had passed away and I couldn't learn from her. And we didn't have sewing classes at my high school. So I just taught myself. I just got a sewing machine and I made a lot of really terrible shit. But I was proud of it at the time, of course, right? I was like, wow, I made this really horrible skirt where I definitely sewed upholstery velvet to like spandex and don't understand why that doesn't work properly. But anyways, I was like, yeah, I did it. It's on my body. And yeah, then, you know, the more shitty clothes you make, the better and better they are. And the better and better they are, the more you're inspired because you're learning and things are getting better and you want to get better still. So you keep building on that skill, right? So it was mostly like the crazy ideas in my head that I wanted to make that didn't exist. And number 2, also, I am a very unusual size. Like clothes do not fit me. I cannot go to a women's clothing store and buy anything off the rack that's going to fit me properly. I best fit into like men's clothing in like an extra small, but because I'm not built like a man, I have hips and stuff. They don't fit me correctly either, although the arms and stuff are delightful. But anyways, so, you know, when you cannot, unless you're a standard small, medium, or large, you really get screwed in the clothing department. So if you're very petite, very tall, plus size people get fucked on clothing options. It's terrible, which is why I make all of Brody's clothes. So yeah, it's a combination of my body being really unusual and cool ideas running around my head that I wanted to make into a reality. All right, next question. This is interesting. Something that is overrated and has therefore lost its magic for you. Well, I can tell you, I used to really like Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. Like when it was rare and hard to find from the original movie, I thought it was cool because I do like the movie. However, when it just became so oversaturated and there's like Jack Skellington everything and Nightmare Before Christmas bullshit shoved down your throat from fucking mall chains and stuff, it's like, no, I can't even stand it. I don't have anything, as far as I know, anything Jack Skellington left in this house. I got rid of all my shit because I just couldn't stand to look at it anymore because it was just everywhere. It was just everywhere. Still love the movie. It's a great movie. It's really cute. It's just really overdone for me. So I'm like, nah, I'm going to pass on the Nightmare Before Christmas merch. That's the first one that came to my head anyways. Okay, suggestions for someone who wants to get into sewing, which machine to buy, which mats, etc. That could be a video all in itself. And it might be. And person who wrote that, if you want to DM me on Instagram, I can give you some more information because I don't have the time for all of that here. But briefly, I love old sewing machines. You could not convince me to buy a new one. You couldn't. I don't care. They just don't have the power behind them to go through the things that you need to go through. And they're very complicated. They have tons of buttons. Mary has those kind of sewing machines. And she loves them. They're great for her. And if you're going to do like quilting shit like that, they're amazing. But for me, you cannot beat old sewing machines from like the 50s and 60s. Like the old metal ones, they're amazing. Mine is from the 60s and I love it. My industrial's from the 70s. My main machine is from the 60s. But it's fabulous. So DM me. I'll give you some more information on like a basic sewing kit to put together. I just did one for One Arm Bob. I'm teaching him to sew right now. So I just put a basic sewing kit together. So this is fresh in my mind. DM me and we'll talk. Okay. What advice would you give to your baby bat self? I don't know. Like, honestly, I don't think that there's any, like, don't do this or, like, do this. You know, I watched Drew Paul's Drag Race and stuff, and there's always that, what advice would you give to your younger self? And they always cry and talk about the hardships they're going to go through and stuff like that. And, I mean, that's true. All of us weirdos, in whatever way you are weird, we've all been through shit, right? We were all made fun of. We were all bullied. We were all blah, blah, blah. But, like, you get through it. And the further you get in life, the stronger you realize you are. And I was never a person who cave to peer pressure. I was never a person who felt that I couldn't be who I wanted to be because people were going to make fun of me. Yes, it sucks when people make fun of you. Yes, it sucks when they yell at you out of cars and say rude shit to you. And I've been getting, by the way, an unreasonable amount of hate comments on YouTube lately. A lot of it based around the way I look, but also like other weird shit. I don't know. People are just being angry with me on YouTube for whatever reason. But I've always said, fuck the haters, be who you are. There's no point in pretending to be someone else, because even if you pretend to be, oh, they're not going to like me if I look like this. I should be blonde. I should wear jeans. Whatever it is you think that you should be. Even if you were that thing, there's going to be other people that are like, well, that's not what you should be. That's not who you are. I take exception to your appearance. So no matter what you pretend to be, you're never going to please everyone 100%. It is not possible, right? Therefore, if you're never going to please anyone no matter what, why would you not just be your authentic self, right? It makes no sense to me why people would pretend or try to do something different. Just be your fucking self. And if people don't like it, they can fuck off. Who cares, right? And that way the people that do like it are the people that are around you, you know, genuinely like you for you. And you don't ever have to be, and like, you don't ever have to like watch what you say around your friends. You don't ever have to, you know, because they like you for you already, which is amazing. And if you put your real self out there, look at me. I'm a fucking really strange ex-drama kid, super tall, fucking fashion weirdo here on YouTube. And for some reason, you guys out there like to watch me, right? So, I mean, just goes to show. Just be yourself and everything else will follow. Okay, what are some of your favorite memories or pictures from the 90s? P.S. You're so inspiring. Aw, that's so sweet. Thank you. I don't have the ability to put pictures up. And if I say I'm going to put pictures up, Jessica's going to get mad at me because I don't actually know how much work that is. So we're not going to do that. But I just miss the general like vibe of the 90s when like everyone wasn't fucking walking around like this on their phone and like mouth hanging open, just fucking scrolling. Like people talk to each other. People talk to each other. And you could go places and you didn't have a cell phone and people couldn't get a hold of you. You could just walk out to the cemetery by yourself with a book of poetry or your portable CD player or whatever it was, which I still do frequently, by the way. And yeah, you weren't like, oh my God, what if someone's trying to like text me? You would just figure it out when you got home, and they would fucking call you if they needed something. You know, I miss the world where, I don't know, where everyone was a little more, you realize that you were talking to real people. Like, too many people sit behind the keyboard and they react to, you know, videos of me and whatever. And they're like, oh, I don't like the way she looks, or fuck her, she's whatever, blah, blah, blah. But it's almost like they don't realize they're talking to and about a real person, right? I am a real person who makes these videos. And when you comment, I don't always have time to write back, but I usually see most of the comments. So they don't realize that there's someone that they're actually speaking to. And would they speak like that to a person in real life? Like, if they saw me on the street, would they walk up to me and be like, fuck you, I don't like the way you look? Probably not. Decent human beings don't do that, right? So I miss the times when people used to behave decently with each other, even on the internet, when the internet was obviously not as popular as it is now, but people spoke to each other like they would speak to each other in real life, with courtesy, with respect. That's all gone out the fucking window. People just say like whatever they want. You see like a video of like a cute puppy frolicking in the grass. I guarantee you, if you go under those comments, you're going to see people just fighting about nothing. And I don't understand it. I don't understand that. It's like the lack of respect and the lack of just decency is mind-blowing how far we've come from that.